Thank you all and welcome to my session, Machine Learning using Azure Machine Learning Studio here at Communidad AI Live 2021. The main purpose of this session is to provide you a very basic overview of Azure Machine Learning and show you how you can create your pipeline, machine learning pipeline or model without any prior knowledge of data science, maths, machine learning or programming language. You can quickly build your model using the Azure Machine Learning Studio by just using no code or low code by drag and drop modules. So let's start with myself. I'm Alpa Bhutpati and I'm working as Azure consultant at Cluster Reply. I have also provided you my LinkedIn information. So if you have any query later on and you would like to join me, then please feel free to do that. I will be glad if you contact me and I can help you on that. So let's start with today's agenda. Today's agenda is divided into two main parts. In first part, we're going to see machine learning and Azure machine learning. Like what is a machine learning, what is Azure machine learning, why we need them, and steps, generic step for any Azure machine learning, any machine learning. And we see a quick tour of Azure machine learning. And then we see a demo. So let's start with first one, which is machine learning and Azure machine learning. So what is a machine learning? So machine learning is a computer program or system that can learn from experience. And this experience comes from data or examples. So we can say the data are main backbone for a machine, any machine learning system. Based on a data, computer learn itself. So computer finds a pattern from a data or experience and able to predict for a future. And here without writing any programming code or explicitly told to do that. So that is a machine learning. So now let's go to what is Azure machine learning. Azure machine learning is a machine learning on a cloud. So we can say that Azure machine learning is a cloud-based service for creating and managing a machine learning solution. And now let's move into next one. Why Azure machine learning? It's a very simple because it's a PaaS service. It's Azure PaaS service, so you don't need to worry about a compute infrastructure, hardware settings, web server configuration, or installation of any software. Azure will do it for you. You just need to focus on build your pipeline or a model. Next one is it's allow you to build your model using the no code or low code solution or code first solution. In this session, we're going to see no code or low code solution. Next one is I provide you a inbuilt algorithm. For example, image classification, computer vision. Those kind of the algorithm is already available for you. So if you want to use it in your scenarios, then you can directly use ready-made algorithm and you just build a pipeline, which is very, very quick. You can do that and it speed up data science process because here you don't need to worry about GPU or scale your compute infrastructure. That all done by Azure machine learning. So it speed up your machine learning process very, very quickly. And deployment is just one click away. You can click button and it will deploy into different environments using the no code or low code solution. You can do same thing using the code as well. So let's start with next topic, which is a key terms of machine learning. So for any machine learning, these are the basic key terms, which is very, very simple. So let's start with features. So feature is like a input columns, or we can say is independent variables. So let's see example. So here I have a example. I have a data set which has a history data and it has a house price as well. So here you can see that my first three columns, which is features, because they are independent variables and they help to calculate the outputs like house price, how much house price for that particular house when the size is something and its location in somewhere, and it's not old or new building, then how much price? So that is a feature help you to predict your output. Next one is a targets. Target is nothing but it's like outputs. So when you build your machine learning solution, so you need to decide what you're going to achieve, what you want to predict. So in our scenario, we are going to predict price here. It's a house price based on a three features. Actually, it's a very simple one, but in real time, you won't get that much simple. Here I have only three fields features, but in real time, you have many features and you have a huge amount of data. But here I have used only the 5 rows or observations. So here you can see that my target is price, because my independent variable or features is used to calculate a target or house price. So now let's move into next one, which is a training data. So in here in this example, you can see that this is my source data, and now I want to divide my source data into two parts, training and testing. So this training data is used during the train your model, and generally it's like a 70-30 ratio. So you are dividing your original source data into two parts, 70% for a training purpose and 30% for a testing purpose. So once my model is trained using the train data, I need, so this is my training data in my example, this first three rows or observation. So now, for example, imagine that my model is trained using the train data and I'm happy about the results. So now it's time to test my data. So model. So for that we need a testing data. So this testing data you get it from your original source, but it's another part. So like for example, here is a 5 rows, 5 observation. So I have a 70-30. So like initially first three observation is used as a train data, and next one is used as a testing data, and this testing data will test your trained model. So these are the four very basic key terms for any machine learning learning project or system or module. There are many other available, but for beginner this is a very important things. So now let's move into next one, which is the steps to create a machine learning model. So these are the very basic steps which you need in your any machine learning module. So first one is data processing. So here what we will do, originally you won't get data in a proper formats. So you collecting data from various different sources, you have structured data, non-structured data, you have related to your domain problem. Then you need to cleansing your data. You can remove the missing data, you can remove the duplicate data, you can replace either remove sorry either replace or remove it, and you make it in proper format. So that is a data processing. So here you will do cleansing your data set, you here do transformation and make it in a proper and meaningful format. So in this step, once is ready, that means our data set is now in a good and meaningful way. So next step is to feature selection. So now I have a lot of features or input columns or independent variables in my dataset, and those all information is not useful and they are not directly related to my problem solution. They are not directly helping to produce my output or a target. So I need to select here features which is really important and which is directly related to my output. So here you will selecting the important input features and you ignoring other, so reducing the removing the unwanted features. So that is a feature selection. So by these two tips, now your data set is ready and you can pass this data set to your machine learning process. So once you have a data source set is ready, now you can split your data set into two different format, testing data set and training data set. So that is a split data. Next one is a training model. Your training model will help you to train your model using the training data. So once you're happy with your training model, you can apply next step, which is a testing model. So for that, you use a same training model with a different data, which is a test data, and you will get a scores in during the score model. And here you will get idea how accurate your model is. So in any of these steps you are not happy with the results, then you can follow the process from 1 to 5 again and again and again. So once you're happy with your score model, you can evaluate your model, and then you can deploy your model. So these are the very basic steps which you need in our machine learning cycle, machine learning process. So now let's move into a quick demo or quick tour of Azure machine learning. So let's, before we move into that, I would like to show you something else here. So these are the very, very important steps when we create our first pipeline. Then it's very helpful if this slide is, because it's give you some basic information and which is very, very important. So here you can see that when you go to your Azure machine learning and when you create your pipelines, a create pipeline is a sequential steps which generate outputs, and it's same step which I showed you earlier in your machine learning process, 1 to 6 steps. So once you have your pipeline ready, like in design mode, you can say it's a draft pipeline draft. So once you have your pipeline drafts, you can submit it. So when you submit your draft pipeline, it generate a experiment, and it you can see it in a run history. Every time you submit your pipeline, it save as a run history for you. So in future, if you want to debug it, you want to invest you want to check out why this happening, then you can see it in a run history for a particular submission. And these calls are experiments. Like any data science experiments, here also every time you run your pipeline, submit your pipeline, it generate a experiment, it save as a experiments. And when you publish your draft pipeline, it generate a endpoints. So here you will see a pipeline endpoints, and you can say it's a published pipeline or a pipeline endpoints, and it save as a published pipeline. Every time you publish, it's generate a new version and it save as a published pipeline. And you can say it's a published endpoint, pipeline endpoints. And this one also you can submit it and it generate as a experiment. So this way you can do experiments, and once you happy everything, then you can do a further steps. So once you have happy with the result, you now ready for deployment into another environments. So for that you need to create a inference pipeline, and you can do it in a two different ways. Inference pipeline, you can use a batch inference pipeline, or you can do a real time inference pipeline. So if you use a batch inference pipeline, then you need to publish your pipeline, which is an inference pipeline. And once you publish it, it generates endpoints, and that endpoints can pipeline endpoints, and that can be used by someone else. And when you real time pipeline, if you have a real time inference pipeline, then you need to deploy it. And when you deploy it, then it generate a real time endpoints. And these real-time endpoints you can use in any application, any third-party application, or wherever you want to use, or you can use it in other Azure machine learnings, other Azure services, or anywhere you can use it, and it's ready for consumption because it's a REST URL with a key. So you need a key to call that your endpoints. So these are the very, very basic information, and this is very important information. And here one more thing, you can even in a batch inference pipeline, you can publish it and it generate a pipeline endpoints, and this one also you can submit it. So when you submit this here, it will generate experiments. So these are the very basic life cycles. So now let's move into our uh, uh, present demo. So this is a portal.azure.com, And let's see how first steps. So you create a resource group. So let me create one resource group here, and let's say it's this is my resource group. So once I have created my resource group, I can select my resource group, and then I can create a machine learning workspace. This way you just select a machine learning. You can do various different way. You can just directly search here, and you will redirect into this page, or you can create your resource group and then you do that. So now let's start creating your first machine learning workspace. So here you need to provide your machine learning workspace, and here you need to select or create your new resource group. So my workspace is like, let's give some name, demo paste. Let's see it's available or not. So it seems it's available. This green line means available, and you can have a suitable region which is closest to your area. You can, these are the three main important things. So here you can see the storage account, key vault, and application insight. So when you create your workspace, with that there are three other services will created, which is a storage account. So you can rename it. This is a by default name, but you can create your own one, and you can give a suitable name for key vaults for storage account, key vaults, and a app service insight. So storage account hold your workspace, and key vaults store the secrets, uh, which is very good for holding any secrets and centralizing them. And application insights give you log analytics for your machine learning pipelines. If you want to get more information, then it really good. And you don't need to worry about container registry. So these are the very simple things you need to do. And then once you create and review, it will validate it. And here you can see summary as well, basic summaries. And once you're happy with that, you can just click on create. So this way you are creating your first machine learning workspace. And with your workspace, you will get a storage account, you get a key vaults, and you get a application insights. So it take few minutes. So once it's ready, you need to launch Studio. And you will see here how many resources they are creating with your workspace. Storage account, key vaults. So this way you will create your first machine learning workspace. I think we wait for few more seconds. And this other component, you can see that it's created. So this way we create workspace, and I think I'm little bit waiting for to finish it.
It's okay. No worries. In the
Yeah,
meantime, we can
yeah.
invite the audience for some questions. There are no questions so far, so yeah,
Okay.
it's okay. We understand sometimes we need to wait for Azure to provision all the resources. So
Yeah,
okay,
okay. Thank
that's
you.
good.
So while it's doing this, I can show you something else in here. So this is my resource group, and I have already created my machine learning pipelines here. So you can see this is my machine learning pipeline. And once you create it, you can go into your resource group, and you will see that how many resources is created. So this is my Azure machine learning. This is application insight, but I gave renamed it. So this is related to my Pacific demo, my resource group. This is my key vaults. This is a storage account, which I renamed it as well. Let's see, it's done. Yeah, it's done. This green mark means it's done. And here you can see that resources as well. So there are 4 different resources created along with your workshop workspace. So this is your workspace, storage account, component, and key vault. So we can go to resource now. And this is the first landing page. When you create your workspace, then you can see this one. And so you can either use this URL or you can launch your studio. So let's launch studio. So this is your first page when you launch your machine learning studio or designer. And here you can see that you can create either with code. If you are very experienced in Python language or similar language, then you can go via notebooks. And you just click here. And there is a inbuilt, let's do here. So you will see that there is inbuilt notebooks also available, in built tutorials also available. So you don't need to worry about that. You can directly click here and you will get those old notebooks ready for you. So that is a notebooks. And that is for code first, who are very good in a programming language. This one is AutoML. This is for anyone because you don't need to worry about anything. AutoML will define a base model for you. You just need to provide input parameters, and that's it. It will run with a different combination and permutation, and it's find out best model based on parameters you have provided, based on a threshold you have provided, and it's built very very quickly. And this is the one which we see in today's session. So this is a designer, which is a drag and drop interface. So let's start with this by clicking here. But let's start here. So this is a designer. When you come into designer, you will see that this is a inbuilt built already available. Inbuilt algorithm is already available. Module is available or templates is available. So you can either select it and you can change few parameters. That's it. And if you don't want to do it, then you can build your own pipeline by just clicking here. So this way you will create your first pipeline, and you can here change the name as well. Or you can just say give any name, suitable name. And here you can see that it has modules, different components is available. It has a data sets, it has a sample data sets, and you can see these are all algorithms. You can select here training algorithms, training testing algorithms. You can select modules. You can apply transformations, like you can add new columns, you can remove new columns, you can apply some maths. This kind of thing you can do it. And it's very very simple. You just need to drag and drop. So let's see if sample data set is available. Yeah, these are the sample data sets. So you just need to drag and drop. So that's it. This way you have your first pipeline. So let's save it. So this is only data set. And if you select here, you can preview as well here what's inside your data set. So you see that it has the how many observation, how many columns. You can see this all information here. And here you can see many more information. If you click any one of these, you will see here other information like minimum, mean, medium, max, and there are many more things. You can see it here. So is your that way you can create your pipeline. So here you can add more information like missing information or like those kind of thing. You can just edit, and you can just do drag and drop, and that's it. You select columns, in which column you want to apply missing information. That's it. So those are the very basic steps. You can create your pipeline, and then you can submit it your pipeline. So let's go to here now, home page. And here you can see that you have these are the components which we shown earlier. And here you can say data set. So data set, you can create your own data set, and you can create it by very different way by just clicking here. So you can create your data set from your local machine, You can create from your data store like blob storage or Azure SQL Server or Azure Synapses. You can have directly that data source. You can use a web files as well, and you can use a open data source. So let's start with this one. So here you need to give a suitable name. So we can say it's a train data, and you can give proper information if you like to give. You can see your data in tabulate format or file format, and then you click on next. Here you need to upload your file. You can change storage account as well, but I'm using default one. But you can change here. You can have a new storage account as well if you don't want to use existence one. And you can upload your file from your local machine. So for me, let's go to here. So this is my sample data. So let's use this one. So here I'm uploading my data, and you can say that you want to skip data validation or you would like to apply as well. And then you click on next. It's parsing data sets, it's applying validation, and it seems like ready because it's comma separated. So here you can change if something is different in your source file. You can change other formats as well, and you will see if your header is available in first uh, column or not, row or not. That kind of thing you can see here, and that's it. So this is my data. If I'm happy with this, then I just need to click it. And here I can remove unwanted column as well. I can change type, and I can do many other things like that. And I'm happy, then I'm just using all columns. I'm not removing here anything, but we can remove as well. Let's remove loan ID because it's not important, and let's do next. So this is a summary information, and create it. So this way I'm loading my data sets from my local machine to a Azure Machine Learning workspace. And once you have ready, you can click here your data set, and you can see it in different way. You can you can consume it by just using this code in other programming language, or you can generate a profile, or you can see many other things. Like for example, here you go, you can explore it more, your data sets, and this is your data sets, and you will see that more information about that is look like this way, and you can see profile on that. So here you will find out how many missing columns records for a particular column. So for example, we think that for example, loan amount is very important thing in order to predict accurately. So you can just go to here, and you will see here that what is a min max and those kind of things. You will see standard deviation, and here you will see more other information. So you see here that total number of count, it's not missing one, and total number of missing count, so 22 rows where our loan amount has missed. So this rate data is not accurate data. I have to remove this data, or I have to apply, I can replace the default value if it's missing value, because otherwise it's not accurately predicted my target value. So these kind of things you need to uh, cleanse cleansing it, or remove duplicates, or you need to apply those kind of the transformation. So you can use later on in your pipeline, that step you can introduce. Also you can convert your categorical value into categorical value. If it's only two state like male or female, then you can convert it into categorical value, and you can say 0 or 1, because machine learning model really like that way, 0 or 1, rather than its data. So that is the one thing. So here you identify those information, this kind of the information, and then you can apply a next steps in your transformation in your pipeline. So this way you can see a data set, and I will show you this data set. You can see it in a pipeline as well. It will automatically available in your pipeline, you can access it. So that is a data set. So next step is let's go to pipeline. So as I said earlier, that pipeline is a sequential steps, and it execute steps to in order to produce your machine learning pipeline. You can train your model here, you can deploy your model here, and you can use a computes, and you can connect your data set, and you can connect with other components, and here your one component also can connect with other components. So these all kind of things you can do it in your pipeline. And once you submit your pipeline, it generate experiments. So this is the experiments. Here you will see automatically, once you submit your pipeline, it will see your results here. So that is experiments. And now model. So once you ready with your pipeline and you publish your pipeline, it generate a model, and you will see model in this model area. And next one is endpoints. So once you publish or deploy your pipeline, inference pipeline, you will see here endpoints, and these endpoints can be used by any third party um, uh, application which has a proper permission. So it's these are the main important assets. And next one is a compute. So here you will create your computes, and it has a different types as well. You can have a compute cluster, you have an inference cluster, you have attached compute as well, depending on your requirements. So this compute you need to create it, and it's very quickly you can create it by just clicking few buttons away. Only thing is, if you don't need it, you either stop it or delete it, because it's a costly. This is the costly things, so you should delete it or stop it. So that is the thing. And here you can see that for environment related information, this is data source information, which for connecting your Azure Blob Storage, or Azure SQL Server, or Azure Synapse Analytics, or like that. And here you can see labeling. If you want to, you have a data related to image classification or like that, this data label, this module will help you to label your data automatically. And this is a link services. So if you want to connect your Azure machine learning module with another like Azure Synapse Analytics, then you can have a link service linked them here. So these are the main basic and very important components in Azure Machine Learning Workspace. So let's go to pipeline now, because I want to show you when you, when we created our data sets, and when we create a new pipeline. Let's click, see here, this one data set appeared. That is data set which we have just created. Let's close this one first. So if you click here, so this is a data set. I think you remember it. Then we have just uploaded it from my local machine. And then I need to do here. And then I can see it here, preview as well, about my data. So this is my data. You can see that. And here I can apply the missing data, because you remember, we know that our loan amount is missing for a 22 records. So we just need to drag and drop, and then here we need to select a columns. So we are looking for a loan amount. Let's close this. Yeah, you need to do this one, otherwise it don't know what data it is. So now it's know that these are data I need to apply for a missing. So now let's go here and edit. So here I'm going to tell them that which columns I am interested to replace, because it has a missing value. So you can see that I am interested in here loan amount, and even I can use a similar amount. If their data type are same, I can use same things. So I can select those two, and I save it. And now I'm saying here that's these are my two columns, their types are integer, numeric, and I would like to replace cleansing mode. So here you can see that this is a cleansing mode. So you can cleansing it with replying by replacing mean value, median value, mode value, or remove entire row or remove entire column. Column is very important, so we can't remove the entire columns here. But I would like to remove entire row. So now I have a less row, and I can close this one by just clicking here, and that's it. I can save it. So if you see here, output, preview, here you will see how many observation you have. So here you can see that I have a number of row is 50 and I have a 614 pages. But if I go to here, it has removed, but it's as I have a lot of data, so it's very difficult to say how much it has removed. But let's now apply the another one, which is a select. I'm now using the see how easy it is. You just need to drag and drop, and then you just need to just connect them, one component with another component. So output of this component is now input of this another component. And here I would like to select columns. So I'm said I'm only interested into one column. You can choose as many as you can, but I'm just interested into loan amount. You can have multiple columns by selecting same place. Let's have it multiple column. You select here, and you can have loan amounts and loan term. Like that way you can add many column as you want, and you close it and you save it. So that's it. This way you can add as many steps as you want. So for example, now I am happy with my data set. So I can add here now split data. So this is a split data. So now I'm splitting my data into two categories. But before that, this is a main important thing. You need to connect your components. And then you click your components, then you can see that you can split your data. You can split your data in various different method, but we're using default one and very simple one. So here by default is 0.5, means 50-50. 50% of my data is a training data and 50% of my data is a testing data. But I like a 70%, so 0.7. And you can choose other information as well. And if you are not sure, then you can keep as a default one. So let's close this one. So this one, so now I have split my data into two different data sets, and now I can ready for train model. So I can use a train model here. So this way I can add a train model as well. So train model, I need to connect training data in a train model. So let's add here. This is data set, and I need algorithm. So let's have a two class algorithm or any other regression algorithm or like that. So let's start with these are the all algorithms. You can see that this inbuilt algorithm is ready for us. If we have our data ready, we can just use this inbuilt one by just drag and drop here. So I'm using this algorithm and I'm joining my algorithm and I'm applying to a train model. So train model have a two input. It has algorithm and it has a training data. So that's it. Once it's happy, I can add now score model because I want to score my model. You just drag and drop here. This way it's score my model. But here is complaining about something because that it highlight here red sign. That means something is missing. So let's see what is missing. Here we need to provide a label. We need to tell them what we are going to output based on which column. So here we saying that we need to output or we need to calculate a loan loan status, that user will get loan or not. So this is a very important things, which is a target column or a labeled column. In supervised machine learning, we use a label column. But in unsupervised machine learning, you have a cluster. So that's it. And now we can evaluate it. So this way you can evaluate your model as well. And that's it. So that's it. This way you can build your machine learning model. That's it. This is very simple and very small. You can add here more steps as well. So that's it. Once it's ready, you save it and you can submit it. So when I submit it, it generates a experiment, and I need to check that I'm happy with a score or my model is best fit or not. And if I happy, then I publish it. Then it generate a endpoints. And once I'm happy with that, then I will create a inference pipeline. So there are two pipelines. One is a test pipeline and one is a inference pipeline. So this is a very basic overview of Azure machine learning tool with a no code or low code. I am not going to submit this pipeline because it take 10 to 15 minutes, or sometimes it's little bit more as well, and I need a compute as well. I haven't created compute yet. So this way you can create your pipelines, but I will show you which pipeline I have already created it. So let's go to back into our let's close this one because we don't need it now, and let's close this as well. And if we go to our that recently created machine learning resource group, I think let's refresh this. So we created this resource group, and you will see that these all are the resources which created while I created a pipeline where in a here workspace. Okay, and here you can see that I have created my pipelines, which is I just saved it. So you can see that in here pipelines one. Okay, I haven't submitted it, so you can't see it in a pipeline run, because for that you need to submit your pipeline. Then it turn into experiment, and you can see here history. But as I haven't submitted it, it won't come here, and it won't come here as well because I haven't published it yet. But as I saved it, you can see it saved as a pipeline draft. Okay, but if I click here, then there is a two option: either I can submit it or either I can publish it. And before doing anything, this is a very important thing, is complaining about compute infrastructure, compute instance. So I need to create a compute here. So I can select this one, and let's see I have available anything. If I go to this drop down, so I don't have available anything, so I have to create by just clicking here. And you can see that how easy it is. You give a suitable name, you select it's a CPU or GPU, select your location, and that's it. You can go with the default one or you can choose your own one, and then you click here. So this way it takes some time. So by once it's clicked here, you just need to select here. It's creating it. So once it's created successfully, you it available to select it, and this error will go away. And then you can submit your pipeline, and then you can publish as well. So that this is the very very basic demo or tool for a how you can create your first pipeline using the Azure Machine Learning Designer. So let's keep waiting here. I will show you more thing as well, but let's go back to presentation. So this way you can see that this is a draft pipeline as I showed you. When you save your pipeline, it save as a draft. When you submit it, it save as a experiment or pipeline run. And when you publish it, it generate a endpoints. Okay. And once you're happy with your this part, then you can create a inference pipeline, and you can have a kind of inference pipeline as well, batch and real time. So that's it. So let's go to back here, and let's see what is next. Yeah, so here are more information. If you like to see more about Azure Machine Learning Designer or Studio, then this link will help you. And let's move into next demo. And in this demo, we're going to see that person will get a loan or not. Okay, so for that, let's go back here and see it's still creating it, because it's take 5 to 10 minutes. So let's it's creating that. Meanwhile, I'll show you existence two pipelines which I have created. So this is my train pipeline for a loan, let user will get loan or not. So you see here that same step I have created here. So this is my data set, and I can preview it here by just clicking here. uh, So these are the data sets. Similar way I show you earlier, you can have a profile as well, and you can identify how many rows or columns are missing in your data source and which kind of your data source, and you need to, here is a type is available. So based on that you can apply different missing component as well. You can have more than one missing components, and you can calculate based on the types. If all string type of missing data, you can replace with some particular method. All integer kind of missing data, you can replace with a different mechanism, and that's where you can find it here. And you will see distribution of your data as well in here. And you can convert your data into categorical as well. If male and female is only two value, then you can make it 0 or 1. That way you can categorize your value as well. So those all things you can do, check it here. And then here you are selecting your these columns. These are the important columns I'm selecting. It has a more columns, but I'm not interested into all columns. And here you can see the output as well, which has a selected columns. These are the all selected columns. And now next I'm applying, because now I know that many columns have a missing value. So you can see it here. This is a parameters, and here you can see that these are the old columns. I'm applying a missing information. So I'm saying that if any of this column is missing, delete a row, or I can replace something if they are same type. So let's see here what I am doing. So here you can see that now I have a less row because I have now less information, which is 490 observation and only 9 columns or features. And if I click in here, you will see that there is a no missing value in here. See, missing value is 0. So now for all other columns, you will see that it will say missing value is 0 because I have deleted those rows which has a missing information. Okay, so that is a result of cleansing data, missing data. And then I'm splitting my data set. So you can see that I'm splitting based on a 70 and 30%. So here now my data is divided into two different parts, train and test. So here you can see that I have a 70% data, which is 343 observation. And here, and here in another data source, you will see that it's 30% of data, which is this one. And it's 147 observation or rows. So let's close this one. And now I'm passing my training data. I'm using the two class regression algorithm. And this is my training model. And this is a result of the train. But we don't need to worry about that because it's generating files here. So let's see here score one. Because actually score is one which tell us how good our training model. So you can see here results in a, when you click here, and you will see here results, and you see that I have a 9 columns, these up to here, but these columns I have got new one which is a scored label. This is a, my train model has find out this, which is a scored model. And here it's give a score probability, how accurate is, how percentage is score it gave. So most of the time you can see that is accurated correctly, but it's still not a perfect one, because in some case it's supposed to be true but it's false, or in some case it's supposed to be false and it's true. It's not 100% accurate, my model is, but it is accurate because it's providing the most of the result is correct one. Only this second you can see that is not correct one, it's saying false, but in my source data it's supposed to be true. It's supposed to get that user a loan, but my model predicted false and it's not able to give a loan to that person even though it's a suitable for loan. So my model is not that much accurate. So let's close this one. So if you want to find out percentage, how much percentage is accurate, then we can see here, this is a evolution. And here you can see that results as well. So this way you can see that these are the metrics, which is very important. But for beginner, you don't need to worry about this metrics. And you can see here how much is accurate is give a percentage as well. And yeah, so these are the metrics, and here you can see that its accuracy is 78%. So that's reasonable, but it's not 99% or 100%. So I still can improve my model based on this accuracy. So let's close this one. So these are my training model. So if I am happy with accuracy, then I can generate another pipeline, which is an inference pipeline. But if I am not happy with the result, then I still need to do same thing again and again. I need to monitor my source data. I need to apply few transformation and those kind of things. I can even change a different model as well. Maybe this model is not fit for this kind of data. So those are kind of the things I will apply. So let's close this training pipeline. I can show you now inference pipeline, because I have created my real-time inference pipeline, and this is a result of real-time inference pipeline. So once I have created this real-time inference pipeline, it is automatically removing few components and is automatically adding few components. And you can see that it's very small compared to my trained pipeline, because it don't need a trained model or algorithm, because it's already trained and it stored in a result of the trained model. It's here. So this is my inference pipeline, and it generate a inference endpoint. So now let's go to endpoint here. So here you can see that when I generate the inference pipeline, real-time inference pipeline, when I deployed it, it generate endpoints, and you can see endpoints in here. This is the endpoint. Let me get another endpoints, because they say this endpoint is not valid. But generally you will get endpoints like this URL, which is a REST URL, which can be used in any other application, but you need to pass a key, API key. So let's close this one, and let's see another one. I think I have a two. Sorry, I clicked it again. So you can see that when you generate your real-time endpoint, you will see like this way, and you can test it by applying a few parameters. So these are the parameters I'm passing, that this user is male, its education is graduate, its application in its income is 5849, and loan amount you can pass here, and the terms as well. You can see a credit history as well. Those kind information you pass it, and when you test this one, you will see the result. So it's this test is passed, so this user will get a loan. And here you can get a JSON information as well. In a case you would like to call this pipeline in your Postman, then you can pass API keys, and you pass that REST URL, and you can pass this body, and you will see that it's a success or fail. And you can see it consumed by many other application as well. You can consume by C#, Python, and R. And I think there may be another language also coming like Java, but this way you can consume as well your model in another application, third party application or like that. And here you can check a log as well. So now let's move back into our slide, and we have seen a demo as well. So with that, let's conclude this session. So initially we have seen Azure Machine Learning, which is a cloud-based service. You don't need to worry about compute infrastructure or web server configuration or installation or like that. It is ready for you, and you can just build your pipeline there. And it's a no code or low code solution as well, and it can create for you first code as well. Then we have seen here key terms of Azure Machine Learning. Like first key terms is we have seen that features, which is a independent variable. And then we have seen target, which is going to predict value. which is our output results. Then we have seen training data set and testing data sets. So those are the very basic important key terms in any machine Azure machine learning service. Then we have seen steps to create any machine learning model. We have seen a data collection and data processing. Then we have seen a feature selection where you select important features. Then we move into split data in train and test because now our data set is available. Then we moved into scored train model, and once our model is ready, then we did a scored, and then we do evaluation and then deployment. So those are the basic steps. Then we have seen a quick tour of Azure Machine Learning, and we see the important asset of Azure Machine Learning Designer. And then we have seen a demo for a loan approval using the Azure Machine Learning Designer. And with that, I would like to thank you for attending this session, and I would like to thank you for this community who allow me to present this session. And with that, I'm now open with a question.
All right. No, thank you to you because, well, this was a really complete session, really good tutorial, how to start, also understand all the resources that are created and what we need to perform this machine learning projects. Even if we don't write any single line of code, we can build a pipeline. Of course, we need to understand the concepts. Okay, what is a data source or data set? What are the tasks, for example, classification, regression, so that can help you to choose the right algorithms. Also, of course, Machine Learning Studio helps you because they are categorized, if I remember correctly. If you want to choose, I don't know, linear regression, of course, it says, okay, this is for regression task, if it's, and so on. So it's really interesting. We invite the audience if there is any question. Well, there is right now a comment from Juan, Mexico. From Mexico, Alpha, that is amazing with any and without any single line of code. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And if anyone else has a question, yeah, just let us know. Did you try the previous version, which was the Azure Machine Learning Studio Designer? You remember that there was another one, right?
Yeah, I did it, but it's like a little bit different than this one. Earlier, I tried it. Yeah.
Yes, because one thing that I am missing from that one with the new experience with this workspace is that at the end, when you could test your endpoint or your model, you could also export it to Excel. And in my case, for example, there were some customers interested or amazed that they could try directly because it was one like a plugin installed in Excel file. But I think they removed this this functionality in this new version. But still, we get the code, so we can create application in Python, C#, and other languages. So it is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I think there are no questions. So I really appreciate your time and also your preparation for this session. It was really exciting to see everything working. It takes time to launch the containers and so, but in the end, we get something really useful that can help us to solve some problem. In this case, for example, to say if someone will get a loan or not, depending on attributes and characteristics.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, all. Thank you. And if you have any question and you would like to contact me later on, then you can have my LinkedIn information. So yeah, thank you. Bye.
Excellent. Goodbye, Alpha. Have a nice day. Bye.